If you want your content to produce you more leads, calls booked on your calendar, clients, sales, whatever it is that your goal is, you have to understand this underlying principle of what actually makes content effective. You see, so many people are out there running around trying to be like the next TikTok influencer, or they're trying to post content just for the sake of getting engagement. The truth of the matter is that engagement doesn't actually pay your bills. It's not about getting engagement for engagement's sake. It's about getting the right engagement. For example, I have clients that get 10 times the engagement as I do on their social media, but they make 1/10 the money that I make. Now, I don't say that to brag. It's to make a strong point that it's not about getting engagement or going viral. It's about getting the right engagement from the right people. You see, I've built a wildly profitable business off of an audience of less than 3,500 people. In fact, we've generated now over 1.1 million in the last couple of years, and this has been off of a total of maybe 5,000 people, which out of that 5,000 people, not even like maybe 50 or 60% of them are actually opening our emails, looking at our content. What's sad though is as humans, we think that if we don't get engagement, it automatically means that our content sucks. And that's not true. I mean, you should be getting decent engagement from the right people. Like for sure, that's the goal. Like for instance, this dude that I was consulting over the last few weeks, he couldn't get this fact through his thick freaking skull. Like he had an audience of over 200,000 followers. He was a fitness influencer. But he was making less than a cook at McDonald's, which nothing against cooks at McDonald's. But if you are a freaking fitness coach, or if you're somebody that can actually make a difference in somebody's life, you should be getting paid a lot more. So he was throwing a tantrum on a call about his engagement going down drastically. Mind you, he was still getting hundreds of comments and likes on his posts and all that shit. The problem was, though, it was from the wrong people. He even called him. He said, I'm getting a bunch of tire kicker leads. People that just say they can't afford it. They just want free stuff. And this is pretty freaking common for these fitness influencers who blew up with like the Facebook and Instagram Reels boom a couple years ago, where they just generated hundreds of thousands of followers. They let it get to their head, so they're like their ego is like in charge, but they can't freaking, they're stressed out because they don't know where their next clients are coming from, or they can't keep calls booked on the calendar. They have big audiences, but small bank accounts, right? I would be throwing a tantrum too, like for real. I would be like, damn, well, I have all these people. Why can't I make money? It doesn't logically make sense at first, right? Why wouldn't having a shitload of engagement be helpful? Well, this is a question he asked me, actually. He said, wouldn't Facebook just push my content out to more people? The answer is hell no. Facebook or Instagram, they all work the same, will push your content to more tire kickers. So if you have a bunch of these kind of demographic or psychographic audience where they all have the same things in common, Facebook's going to push your content to more of those people. And so it can actually hurt you versus help you. Because if you have less people, like, so for example, this guy, for example, this happens to multiple people, like, but just using one person as an example right now, which I won't call out by name, while he had hundreds of thousands of followers, got lots of engagement. Meanwhile, I have a client, she has like 1,500 friends on Facebook, and I think she has like maybe 700 people in her Facebook group. She's over here crushing. She's 3 or 4xing his revenue. Like she's right now, I think at 31,000 or something like that and some change, cash collected. And this other guy is at like 9 or 10K. And so how do you get the right people to engage with your shit? That's pretty much like the end all be all. This is what one online fitness coach did differently with freaking a fraction of the followers, did differently than this one fitness coach or influencer, fluffuencer really, posting fluffy shit that gets fluffy engagement. Let's just be real. Like, if you're still watching this video, we're like 4 minutes in or something like that. Congratulations, you're different. You're not like the rest of these dopamine addicted people that just want these little quick hits, these flashy videos like Alex Hormozy and all these videos that are like, they're designed to attract like dopamine addicts or like 18-year-olds, right? And so it's whatever. If you're 18, cool. But you're watching this, right? So that means that you're different. How do you get more of you, right? The right people to engage with your shit? Messaging is the fix. Or in simpler terms, you gotta say the right words in the right way to the right people, and then you plug those words into a strategic content cadence so you can get the right people intrigued in reaching out to you. This is not magic, my friend. This is called influence. You've got to reverse engineer where your audience currently is and where they want to go, and your content should bridge the gap for them. So if you think about this, on one side of the coin, we have like struggling avatar. Say you're in weight loss, they're like, I am fat and I want to lose weight. This sucks being at this person. I want to be this version of myself, right? So they see the version of themselves. This is B. And you can call this Hell Island, Heaven Island, right? And on Heaven Island, they're like, this is the aspiration. This is the aspiring identity. This is these are some of the, like, this is how my life will look. This is how my body will look. This is how things will be. And so they have this image in their head, but they don't know what to do. And so what are they doing now? Well, A, they have all of these limiting beliefs in their head of why they probably can't do it. Maybe it's the genetics. Maybe they think they have to do diets or certain things, if we're using weight loss as an example. And then they're out there doing these things, right? So they're thinking thoughts that aren't serving them. Then they're doing actions based on that thinking, and that's getting them not great results. And this is where you come in. Your content should be the bridge for them. When your content speaks to the right psychological buying triggers and emotional buying triggers, and it shifts people's perspectives. When you can get people to be like, it's not my genetics, it's this. And you can't just say it, right? If you're like, hey, it's not your genetics. You just got to eat whatever you want. You can eat whatever you want. In their mind, they're like, you're an asshole. You don't know me, right? That's what they're thinking. So it takes, and the best way to shift somebody's perspective is it takes storytelling. It takes using analogies or metaphors, or it takes using external examples, maybe of some celebrities, right? Storytelling and metaphors and analogies, those are going to be like your base to shift people's beliefs, right? And that's a lot of what your content should be doing if you want it to actually work and make you money and get the right engagement for the most part. You also want your content to create demand for longer form content, right? So say I did this YouTube video and I want to get my Facebook audience to see this. I'm going to create demand. Maybe I'll do a post that says like, hey, just released a new training on XYZ. I just released a new content training to show you how to actually get the right engagement on your content so you can make more money. Who wants to see it, right? And that would be me creating demand for longer form content, right? So we call these conversion content formulas. You could do these for live trainings, for masterclasses, for challenges, for work, you name it. You could create, you want to create demand for longer form content is what I'm trying to freaking say, right? And then you'll have a lot of the right people DMing you. So when you get the right people to see long form content, you'll have the right people DMing you. When you get a lot of people to see like these short form reels and like fluffy, very surface level posts, people don't actually get a chance to go deep with you. And because of that, you're not actually going to get the right people to resonate with you and to be like, this sounds like it's for me, or I connect with this person, I want to find out more. No 15 or 60-second reel can do that. It could be part of your strategy, and it should. You could definitely have that be part of it, but I see so many people dropping the ball because they don't do a lot of long-form content. In fact, this is the best funnel that I've seen in a long time, and it's really simplistic. You don't need fancy landing pages. You don't need to run ads or any of that crap. All that we do, and all that I encourage a lot of my students do, is have one main profile funnel. Funnel is just a fancy word for like a freaking profile that converts. So this could be your Facebook, this could be your Instagram, this could be your LinkedIn. It doesn't matter. Just those are typically going to be the best. People are using School now as well. You want to have one that you're focused on optimizing. So for me, it's my Facebook page. Like that's where everything goes. You can go check out my Facebook page. I'll link it down below. That's where like my main stuff goes. And then you can also use a Facebook group, right? And then you have your main profile funnel. And then this is where you're posting your best content, where you're really creating demand and you're sharing about you're influencing people, all that stuff. And then you pair it with email, right? So profile funnel with email. You connect them. And all you have to do is send an email, your best content. Send people back to your best content or just repurpose it there. And then you can have call to actions to get people to book calls with you, or to send people to your long form content. That's it. And then do long form content on like YouTube is what I recommend. And the easiest way if you're just getting started is to just do a Facebook Live, like a 10, 15 minute live, download that and then put it on YouTube. So that way your Facebook audience sees it there and then you can just repurpose it on YouTube. That way, you have these areas where people can look you up, they can binge your content, and they can get to know, like, or trust you. They can see if, like, what you're talking about is for them, and they'll move forward. So it's a really big key. It's like, stop focusing on just putting out short form content and focus more on creating this ecosystem where people can get to know who you are. They can connect with you on a values level. They can connect with you on they can see your expertise, where you can influence them, right? You can, and what I mean by influence is you can poke holes in their limiting beliefs, the things that are keeping your audience stuck, and you can help align them with the things that you believe to be true, that you need your audience to believe in order for them to make a purchasing decision with you. And when I do this for my in-demand coach clients, we literally freaking blow up all of their messaging. We throw out the shit that doesn't work. We keep the words that do work. And then we make sure that we're adding in the right psychological buying triggers, and that we're adding in all of the beliefs that they need to get their audience to believe. So these can be like the belief that your audience has to why they're taking action. So if your audience is in weight loss and they're dieting, they're doing tons of cardio, they're doing whatever, right? We have to shift those beliefs to what you know the real problem is. And then they're going to have beliefs around spending money on your program, right? Or just on their problem in general. They're going to be like, it's too expensive, right? Or whatever. They're going to have beliefs around time. They're going to have, like, maybe they're like, my time is best spent with my kids right now. My money's best spent on saving for XYZ, for a house, right? You ain't going to live in that house if you don't lose some weight, fool. Right? So they get to shift their belief. There's going to be beliefs around even getting help or getting coaching. There's going to be beliefs that they have around a lot of things, and you have to shift those beliefs in your content. This is what makes content really powerful. And so, if you want to see, I know I'm throwing a lot at you today, but this is what it takes. This is, if you're watching this, you're probably not, at this point, you're probably more intermediate if you're, as I'm not sharing about, like, here's how to write a word, right? No. Like, this is a little bit more intermediate stuff. This is for you if, like, you're really trying to take your content and your business to the next level. And if you want to see more about how this works, I'm going to be doing a live masterclass next week breaking down exactly how to fix your messaging, basically saying the right shit to the right people in the right ways and plugging it into content so you can actually post effective content that gets people to say, hey, that sounds interesting, and they reach out to you. And that's how you get people on the calls really easily, because you allow your messaging and your content to do the heavy lifting for you. So if that sounds good to you, and if you're watching this at some point in the future, we'll have a recording of this. So if you want to be on the live or if you want access to the recording, what I want you to do is either comment down below if there's an area for you to comment. Just say the word content masterclass and I'll know exactly what you mean. I'll send you the details or send you the recording. Or if there's no place to comment, just send me a message on Facebook or Instagram and say content masterclass, and I'll make sure I get that over to you pronto, fool. I don't know why I got all Mr. T on you, but I did. That's just how it went down. All right, my friend, that's it. Remember this. It's not about just getting engagement. It's about getting the right engagement, because we're business owners over here. We're coaches. We're trying to change people's lives, right? We're business owners first, influencers second. Our job is to get the right engagement from the right people, and you'll make a lot more money than all of these freaking Instagram influencers out there or whatever. So, with that being said, my friend, if you have any questions, let me know. If you found this video helpful, click subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was today. As always, remember, your message matters now more than it ever has before, so don't be afraid to freaking speak it. As always, be seen, be heard, be impactful.